Hello, I'm Coach Frank Allocco, and today I'd like to speak to you about the finest moment. Vince Romeo was a standout player on our 27-5 De La Salle basketball team of 2015. In a program that was home to uncountable superstars, Vince was a 5'9" guard who truly stood apart. His early season saw him having one of the greatest years in Spartan history as he led in almost every single offensive category while averaging almost 23 points per game. On January 20th, DLS was hosting an outstanding Monta Vista team before a standing room only crowd. With the clock ticking down, the Mustangs scored to cut the lead to just 3 points with 3 seconds to go. On the ensuing inbound possession, we knew that Monta Vista had to foul, and I was thrilled when Vince received the pass, got fouled, and he was going to be that guy to shoot those free throws and ice our victory. As Vince walked to the foul line, he smiled at our bench before locking in on the foul line and receiving the ball from the official. Our plan was that on a made or missed free throw, we were going to go into a 2-2-1 soft press and force the Mustangs to throw the ball sideways and run out the clock. Vince oozed with confidence as he watched his free throw deliberately lift over the rim, only to hit the side of the basket and bounce into the hands of a Monta Vista player. Vince hesitated slightly. He was in shock as he realized he had missed the shot. The Mustangs quickly advanced the ball slightly over half court, where Stefan Mitu lofted a shot from 40 feet that swished right through the net. With their fans erupting, the game went into overtime, and that momentum shift was too much to overcome in the 67-62 double overtime loss. Our team was heartbroken as we realized that this was a game that had slipped away. After several moments, the team dejectedly departed the locker room, still shocked by the amazing turn of events. Hours later, I received a phone call from Marcus Ellison, one of our assistant coaches, who informed me that Vince was at the Mormon church just a block from our school, where he was shooting free throws, still devastated from the surprising outcome. I got out of bed, threw on some sweats, and I drove down Treat Boulevard to counsel a player in need. When I arrived in the gym, I watched him make shot after shot. The only sound in the gym that night was the swish of each shot as Coach Ellison steadily retrieved the ball for him. After several moments, I signaled for him to come sit next to me on the wooden stage on the side of that tiny court. As Vince sat down, he was overcome with emotion as he tearfully exclaimed that he had let the team down. I assured him that his missed free throw did not cost us the game, and further comforted him by saying that fate had chosen him to miss the shot, as he was tough enough to miss it and bounce back. I reminded him of the special year he was having, begging him to not lose his confidence, and I promised him that he was going to get another opportunity to win a game another day. Vince packed his bag and he left the gym. He was ready to accept that challenge. In the weeks ahead, our team bounced back from that defeat. We regained our momentum as we won our section preliminary games and advanced to the North Coast Section Championship game for a rematch with Monta Vista at the sold-out McKeon Pavilion on the campus of St. Mary's College. The Mustangs were clicking on all cylinders. They were playing with an amazing confidence earned by that thrilling comeback just a couple of months earlier. Stephon Mitu, their outstanding player and a great veteran of our XL basketball camps, was on fire once again, scoring 35 points as they led 48-41 with a little over a minute to go. After a very emotional timeout, the Spartans press repeatedly stymied the Mustangs. While Vince elevated his game, he stepped up to make a three-pointer. He forced 2 turnovers. And then after a missed one-on-one free throw attempt by Monta Vista, he was fouled on a backdoor cut with just 1 second to go. And as Vince walked to that foul line, he pounded his heart. He pointed to our sideline, his day of atonement that was promised to him that tearful night in the Mormon church had finally arrived. Time stood still. Hopeful expectation filled the gym as Vince calmly and confidently directed the first of his 2 shots toward the rim. I will never forget the conflicting emotions of groans and cheers that filled the gym that night as the ball rattled in and out. And with a chance to send the game into overtime, his second shot was remarkably short of its mark. The Mustangs had prevailed, edging the Spartans 50-49. A sea of red and black stormed the court in celebration of their North Coast Section championship win. Our team was in shock once again, and I looked up and I saw that Vince had collapsed on the foul line. He was drained in his disappointment. And for the first time in 750 games, I didn't care about the outcome. My only concern was to lift up a young man who had given his best. I remember struggling to pick him up off the floor, and I knelt alongside him, and I was finally able to lift him up where we locked our tearful eyes. And he cried as he apologized for letting the team down. He cursed himself, saying, "I choked again." I assured him that he had not choked. We had a chance to win only because of his amazing effort in the final minute to eliminate a 7-point deficit. I put my arm around his shoulder and we rocked together in sadness in the midst of this jubilation that surrounded us. I told Vince that we had 31 minutes and 59 seconds to win that game, and later plays had no more significance than earlier ones. And I stressed how special he was and how much he was loved, and I thanked him for his incredible effort. And as I walked him slowly away from that celebration, eyes moved away from the carnival atmosphere at center court, and they focused on the baseline behind the basket where just a few minutes earlier, 2 free throws were missed. And the amazing contrast of emotion, some celebrating and others gripped by this compelling scene of a beautiful moment between a player and his coach. I truly believe that instant, a player in need and a coach providing care and perspective overshadowed any wins, individual successes, or championships that we may have experienced. Vince went on to play college basketball at Linfield College. And during his freshman year, I was delighted to receive a late night text, a video of Vince hitting a last-second three-pointer to lead his team to a victory over George Fox University, which clinched Linfield's first playoff appearance in many years. He was so proud as he texted me, I got it done. But I texted him back and I assured him that he had always gotten it done. In a remarkable gesture of unselfishness, the following season saw Vince give up his passion and his basketball career to support a friend in need. The compassion that was shown to him by his coaches and his teammates in his moment of disappointment allowed him to make the benevolent decision to give up something he truly loved to provide care and support to someone who needed him. Scoreboards rarely tell the story as to who the heroes and winners are in the game of life. And Vince Romeo's finest moment started with a missed free throw and ended with an empathetic assist at a time when he was needed the most. Keep listening, keep learning, and strive to be your best. And remember, excellence doesn't take days off.